Well, for more, let's speak to Juan Pablo Toro, Executive Director and Co-founder of the Chilin think tank Athena Lab. Hello to you Juan Pablo. Thank you for speaking to Paris Direct. First of all, if you can just help us understand what is Nicolas Maduro's relationship with drug cartel. Well, thank you for the invitation to talk about this issue that is basically the main concern these days in Latin America. Well, there's an accusation from the US government against Nicolas Maru to be part of the organization, but it's not very clear because Trundawa a gang started in a prison in Venezuela and then move around all the Americas and now you can find members of the gang from Chile to the US also across the continent. But also the US is accusing Maduro to be part of the cartel de los Solis. Cartel Los is a kind of narco-trafficking platform integrated by the military of the Venezuelan army. So basically for my point of view the US is trying to put Maduro in the top of the illegal economy of Venezuela related to the drug trafficking and all the illegal activities. Nobody recognize him as a leader of the Trinadawa. The Trinadawa have visible leaders Nino Guerrero, Laranga. So sorry Pablo just to step in. If that is the case, why does the US make this accusation? What are they trying to get at? What are they playing at? Basically to increase the pressure over the Maduro's regime to stop the flow of drugs that are going to the US via using Venezuela airspace and Venezuela waters because most of the cocaine is produced in Colombia. Then the Colombian cocaine cross to Venezuela and then they put the cocaine inside speedboats and plan. So the United States is trying to pressure Maduro with this big naval deployment around Venezuela waters to stop the flow of drugs from Venezuela to the US and but they need to create a legal case and that's the reason why with different crossing different information are basically accusing Maduro to let this all the situation goes on right and Maduro for so long is accused the US of interfering in domestic affairs. So you would think this would be playing into sort of playbook but Maduro now calling for dialogue with Trump. Why is he making that appeal? Is that because he is under such pressure? Well, of course, the pressure made by created by the naval deployment and the pressure the strong message that the Trump administration gave the other day destroying a speedboat loaded with drugs basically is creating a situation to convince Maduro to stop the flow of drugs. And now he's open to dialogue because he knows that all the situation is under control. He controlled the country. So when you control a country a dictatorship and you don't allow the opposition basically to win election or to be free and to organize protest how you can explain to the rest of the world that you can't stop the drug trafficking inside your country because you are in control of your country. So now Maduro is think he received the message is afraid and is open for some dialogue but the Trump administration is waiting more than a conversation because during the last 20 years every time that when the Venezuelan government offers some kind of dialogue is it's a way to gain some time. So now the Trump administration expects direct compromise from Mad administration to stop the flow of drugs. Yeah, and just to remind our viewers that speedboat attack you're talking about that happened on Tuesday a deadly strike 11 people 11 drug traffickers were killed according to US officials. Pablo, just to get your reaction, Defense Secretary PTX said about that attack that the administration knew exactly who was on board and exactly what they were doing. But since then, we've heard different narrative coming out of Washington. Marco Rubio said the speedboat was going to Trinidad. Trump said it was going to the US. The next day, Rubio changed this narrative. How concerning is it that the US is carrying out deadly strike in this part of the world but can't even get its own version of events threat? Well, first of all, this strike is a game changer. A journalist, he had the opportunity to cover the drug war in Colombia and he never remembered during years, he never remember something like that. This look like more anti-terrorist operation. Basically they didn't stop the speedboat using the typical protocol that they are containing in the law of the SEAS. You need to communicate with the captain of the boat and then trying to stop the boat and then capture the people. So they said they decided to attack the boat. So this is a game changer. These test boats you see in the video are very fast but they don't have the capability or the autonomy to reach the US. So if they say that this boat is going to the US is not very credible because the boat can't reach the US from the coast of Venezuela. So it's probably the boat is going to reach on one of the islands in the Kiva and then load the cargo and don't know but it's very clear that the US administration need to justify this kind of operation because it's unusual. It's same it remember the war on terror more than the war on drugs. But of course there are some concerns about the legal basis of the operation. Right. On so many levels because first of all the Trump administration was called some of these cartel terrorist organizations but Congress and authorized any armed conflict. We also don't know if the boat had the possibility to surrender being intercepted instead of exploded. We don't know what the people on board would have done if they were offered that. And then the legal authority is unclear in terms of how they could carry out this deadly strike. So it opens up a whole can of beans at very tense times. Yes, you mentioned there are many questions around the operation. But when the Trump administration decided to consider or declare cartel and gang, criminal gangs as terrorist organizations, basically is a way to use all the tools including military tools to attack these cartel and these gang. So they move forward or they move from maritime interdiction operation to basically destroy boats and this is not very common. In the Caribbean basin there's always the different countries France, Netherlands, the British everyone who's there is running anti-drugs operation and they USD to stop the boats and seize the drugs inside the boats and then start the legal process against the crew and the traffickers. So with this naval deployment Trump is basically using and showing the determination of the Trump administration to change the situation and here in Latin America in a way we didn't see from years and he thinks the situation is going to be escalated a while it's going to escalate soon because Trump is sending even plan to Puerto Rico. Yesterday he think or last Thursday, Venezuela sent to plan to or plan and to overwatch the naval deployment. So it's a very risky maneuver. So I think in the coming days we are seeing some kind of escalation but at the end of the day the main purpose is change the attitude of Maduro towards the traffic. An escalation would just possibly bring international ramifications as you alluded to. The end of the day, I just want to press you on that last point. There are some people who are speculating that one of the reasons the Trump administration is making this move to pressure Maduro is because he is a key ally to Iran. Venezuela providing fuel, financing, and so on. Do you think there's any credibility to that theory that Trump is squeezing Venezuela to get to Iran or there's a connection between Venezuela and Iran? That is true. Some Venezuela received some equipment from Iran, missile boats that are now part of the coastal defense of Venezuela. Also, Iran sent some revolutionary guards to train people to train part of the armed force of Venezuela. So, there's a connection. But I think the main purpose is stop the drug trafficking from Venezuela. If you see during the last months what are the priority of the Trump administration towards Latin America are basically three priority: stop the drug trafficking, stop the illegal immigration and basically contain the influence of China and the Western Hemisphere. So in the case I don't think the main purpose here is to start to break the link or punish Venezuela to be aligned with Iran in this case. Alright, Pablo, thank you so much for your time. Juan Pablo Toro speaking to us from Santiago. Thank you.